What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Terror Table for episode 113. I am one of your regular hosts that you hear every week. My name is Mitch, and alongside me, as always,
Buzi.
And today we are welcoming a special guest and a new friend, Darcy Meredith.
Hey, teabaggers.
Yes. So just a quick rundown, we're going to get out of the way. We're going to figure out, just learn a little bit about Darcy before we get on to our regular show, which is where we're just going to talk about horror movies. We're going to talk about what we've been seeing in the horror genre. We can talk about stuff that we've read, if you've read anything. And then we'll talk about some news. And then we're going to end off with a main feature discussion on Darcy's film pick of the week, Night of the Virgin, which is on Shudder. So hopefully you've had a chance to watch it by now, but if you haven't, we probably are going to start that one off completely head first into spoilers, because there's not really another way to talk about it. So you can always just listen to it and then tune out at that point if you don't want anything spoiled for you.
Or you could just do what Dwight does and just plow through everything or just
listen to the main feature. I'm sure there's no way we're going to be able to fully dissect this thing.
No.
But we're going to have a conversation about it, and I'm looking forward to it. But before we get all that out of the way, I just want to get some housekeeping over with here. I want to give a happy birthday to Jeff, even though it kills me. I don't like giving him any mentions on the show because I know it gives him a big boner. But Jeff is our friend, quotes. And he's the host of the So Be It podcast. He's been on here multiple times. He's a good buddy, and happy birthday, Jeff. Other than that, our friend and former guest, Larry Parsons, is the director-writer of the local horror movie called Book of Trespasses. I just want to give a shout-out that if you are in the Regina area on May 4th, there's going to be a matinee screening of Book of Trespasses, so look that up on Facebook, follow them on Facebook, and go see it if you're in Regina. All right, that's everything I got to get out of the way, so let's talk Darcy. So I want to quickly run this down. Darcy, we met for the first time briefly at the Saskatoon Fantastic Film Festival. I recognized you from Instagram.
Yeah, and you recommended a movie with a lot of boobs in it, which was great.
Which one did I recommend?
Cam.
Okay, so that's usually how
You're welcome.
Yeah, first of all, you're welcome. That's usually how I introduce myself.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
Hey, buddy, you want to see a movie with boobs? It's got boobs.
They get a trench coat on, too, with a bunch of DVDs in it.
Just bootlegs. So we met then, but before that, you had reached out and said that you're a local guy, you live here in Saskatoon, and you share two of our passions, which is beer and horror movies. Yeah. You're a local brewer for Paddockwood. Darcy's brought us a whole bunch of beer today, so this is going to be a fun episode. We're currently drinking Heartstopper Hot Chocolate Stout.
Correct, yeah.
Now, does it do what the name implies?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Probably if you drink a couple of them, yeah.
It's an amazing label. It looks like they're what would you call those people? Like tiki men?
That is Aztec. Tiki men, yeah.
Okay. What the fuck? I did not mean that. Hopefully we don't have any Aztec
serious misappropriation right here.
That's racist. Come on now.
It's an amazing.
What made you say tiki men? There's clearly Egyptian fucking
kind
things in the background.
No, you're the one being racist. That's Aztec.
Yeah.
It's all this. It's just a fucking temple.
It looks like Emperor's New Groove, but
actually, it does. Yeah.
One of them is laying on a table, and it looks like his heart was pulled out, but it's actually a bottle of beer. And it's awesome. So this is chocolate stout, and it's great. He also brought us some IPA. So thanks for doing that. Cheers.
Yep, cheers.
Cheers around the table. So you're already our favorite guest. All right, yeah. So first of all, I want to talk about that quickly. How'd you hear about us? How'd you discover the show?
Oh, well, that's a funny story.
We love funny stories.
Good. So we moved here from Grand Prairie a couple of years ago. Shout out to Grand Prairie, Alberta.
I'm sorry for joining our terrible
Berta.
Oh, you know what? This place is awesome.
You like Saskatoon?
Yeah. So we moved here, and we had a whole bunch of time on our hands because moving here, we don't have any friends here.
Yeah.
So we're trying to think of things to do to fill our time. We both quit our previous jobs. I work 7:30 to 3:30. So I've got all afternoon, all evening. Jen works similar hours. So we kind of landed on YouTube channel, but then when it took 4 hours to shoot a 25-minute video and 8 hours to edit it, we're like, screw this podcast. Any idiot can do that.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were trying to think of different things to do, and we kind of landed on horror because I love horror and Jen's never seen a movie. So So we started doing this podcast.
Does she have like a silence box that she go or what?
Yeah, that was Northern Alberta silence box. Yeah, with no film festivals, nothing. She grew up on a farm, so she had no experience to movies. And so we started doing this podcast where I would show her like a bunch of horror throughout the week, and then we watch like some, video that was a huge influence to me, and we talk about it. And without realizing it, I totally ripped you guys off. Oh. And I was looking for local podcasts, and I stumbled upon you guys and listened to it. I texted you, I'm like, fuck, we're doing the exact same thing as these guys. And so then we just changed it up. And we've been kind of going through a few different things, and we kind of landed on something that we're probably going to release pretty soon.
Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll announce that, because I think I know what you're talking about, and I look forward to hearing. I always want to hear more from, especially local people who are interested in the stuff that we're interested in. I just remember that was really cool, because I was like, yeah, this guy likes beer and horror movies, and is it from our city?
And crippling anxiety, so.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so, yeah, you are one of us.
Google gobble, Google gobble.
Cool. All right. Well, then, yeah. So you briefly mentioned that has horror always been a big passion of yours?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when I was probably far too young, my parents were like, let's just show this little lady at Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay. And was that your first one?
That was my first one, yeah. And then I watched all the other Nightmare on Elm Streets. Yeah. And
you're wearing a Nightmare on Elm Street sweater right now as well?
Yeah, you can probably tell that Nightmare on Elm Street is probably my favorite thing ever.
Okay. Well, can you tell from here too? Oh, I guess we moved a bunch of stuff. There's stuff in the living room, but for a while here, it was an ongoing joke that I had a Nightmare shrine in here, because I got like a bunch of Freddy toys as well that are in the living room now.
I've just got the one Freddy toy, so I'm not a massive man child, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was like, is it the Freddy dildo? Trade marketing?
You got your shit under control is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so Nightmare on Elm Street is the first one. Did it scare you?
No, I've never been scared of horror. I've just always been in love with it.
Yeah.
Are you telling me nothing scared you?
There's got to ever.
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, you know what? It's stupid, but the same thing that's probably scared everyone when they were a kid. Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yes. See, one of us. Like, that was by far the scariest. Like, that and Jeepers Creepers were my top ones, but I put Ernest Scared Stupid at the top there, because that was the first time that I was actually petrified.
Well, that was like everyone thought it was a kid's movie, so we all saw it way too young.
It is a kid's movie,
but the theme sure isn't.
I know it's a kid. It's straight up a kid's movie, but they fucked up. Like, they took it too far. Like, it is a troll that is turning kids into mini figurines so he can keep them in his little castle, his little treehouse thing. And that troll is way too scary for any kid.
But how did they pitch that? And the studio's like, yeah, this is going to be a good kids movie.
Kids will love it.
Yeah. Well, he's like, well, anytime it gets too scary, he'll just say, eeeew. Ernest P. Worrell. Yeah, no, that movie was fucked. Okay, cool. So what about we're going to talk about stuff that we've seen recently, and we can fully delve into that, but has there been things that outside of that, like other things you want to mention, things that have stood out to you in the last couple of years? Like, what excites you about the horror genre these days?
There's been a huge resurgence in, that's awesome. A lot of the remakes have been great, and of course Jordan Peele's been fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing in the last few years was Hereditary.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think every single one of our guests that we brought on, like that, and like rightfully so, we talk about that movie like almost every episode. Yeah. And it was, it's something special.
Well, I think that did in like 2018, 2017 that came out.
That one, it was last year, 2018.
Yeah, that did probably what The Exorcist did back when that came out.
100%. Yeah, at least the closest to that, I'd say, in a long time.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, you guys want to talk about what we have been seeing and what we've been up to? Who wants to go first?
Sure.
Should we go with
New
Darcy?
guy.
All right, new guy. So typically we'll touch on it later, obviously, but I've been watching a lot of crappy DVDs lately.
Crappy DVDs?
Yeah, this was a nice reprieve.
Just talk
from
about
that.
this right now. Boozy talks about Blue Crush 2 all the time.
No, lately it's been American Pie.
Yeah, American Pie and Blue Crush 2.
Wait, like the actual American Pies or like the Bandcamp and those ones?
Oh, no. I had this conversation the other day. I don't consider those canon.
He doesn't fuck with
the American Pie story.
The American Pie verse.
Yeah.
Okay, so me and my girlfriend were having supper one night, and I'm browsing around on Facebook Marketplace, and I see somebody selling 3,120 DVDs. But they're selling them for like under 50 cents a piece. So I was like, fuck, like we can make some money at this. So we started talking about it. And finally I just messaged her and made her an offer, and she accepted. So we're like, okay, we're going to go buy them, and then we're going to sell them for like a few dollars a piece on Amazon and eBay or whatever. You don't understand what 3,120 DVDs looks like until they're piled into your truck. And we laughed all the way home and decided this is too good to not share with the world.
Yeah.
So we have been watching at least one movie a night and doing a podcast, just talking about our thoughts. It hasn't been released yet, mostly because we don't have a good name for it. So if anyone has a good name to suggest for a couple watching 3,000 terrible DVDs, let us know.
Perfect.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's
wish I
crazy.
could steal that idea. That's so good.
And has there, like, okay, so 3,000 and whatever DVDs, like, what is it primarily, like, rom-com stuff? Like, because
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's like, it's mainstream horror, so there's like Gothica, Insomnia, White Noise, but there are 2 absolute gems in this. Actually, there's 3. There's an Anaconda double feature.
Oh, yes.
Which
Perfect.
I
Yes.
love Anaconda.
Yes.
And there is also an Anaconda knockoff called Python, but one thing we didn't
I've
realize,
seen Python.
it's not in English.
What?
Yeah. So we're going to watch a foreign language Python.
Oh, my God.
But then the other one that we found at the bottom of like the last box was the original Inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
And that's what made it all worth it.
Exactly. Yeah. That one movie was worth the way too much money we spent on this.
I still haven't seen the remake to that one, but I don't think I need to.
I started showing it to Jen and realized within like 5 minutes that, you know what, this is going to ruin the original if she doesn't watch the original first.
Yeah, there's a lot of those like that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we look forward to hearing about all 3,000 DVDs that
Yeah.
you got.
It'll take 8 years.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's some like how to train your guy in 10 days or whatever the fuck, like stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've watched some
I'm
real terrible
gonna
ones.
rack my brain for you, like just the rest of this time, and try and think of titles for you, because you have such a good thing right there. That,
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I cherish it already.
Yeah.
Did you look for a Blue Crush too?
We don't have any of the Blue Crush DVDs.
Okay.
Oh,
Because I'm
wow.
wondering where the other Blue Crush 2s are in the world. like I know that one's in Buzi's house and the rest have no idea.
Well, we're fairly certain that this
and you have a knockoff.
I have a stolen Blue Crush 2, like
Nice.
a bootleg.
One of one.
Oh, we've got so many bootlegs in this collection. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
we've got
funny.
like Dewey Cox Walk Hard, but the
Yeah.
the cover is in black and white.
Oh man.
And it's just like a Maxwell blank CD with Dewey Cox written on it.
Those are so terrible. Like how do people get away with that? It's
I
so-
don't know.
Like, and I want to know, like, because this person
Who sells
obviously
these things?
This person obviously bought, so they're selling bootleg DVDs
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah.
it
Report
makes-
this lady.
It makes it even more because she probably doesn't even know. Like, there's a lot of people who buy these things who don't even know that they're fucked.
That's like selling like a collection of like your RIP CDs.
Yeah.
Like, this is your Making Out Tunes '98.
I got a lot of those. I got a lot of those CDs I could sell. Cool. Well, let's talk about horror movies. What have you seen recently that?
Well, this was a nice reprieve from it because this week this weekend all we did was watch horror. We started off with Inside,
Okay.
which, I mean, that movie is so intense. It just goes from 0 to 100 like that.
Have you seen Inside Buzi?
I don't think I
Inside
have.
Boozy.
Yeah. That's our porn.
One time they put a microphone in, or not a microphone, a camera inside me.
All
That's
right.
kind of cool.
I want to hear about this.
Because I have a broken nose, so my septum's deviated, and I always get sick.
Cocaine.
So they're exactly.
yeah.
So they were like, "Let's shove this camera up your nose," and they're like, "You can watch if you want." They don't give you any sort of anesthesia, and they face the fucking TV right towards you. So instead, like if the doctor was looking at it, you just angle a little bit. So either way, you're gonna fucking see it. So it's just like. Beep, 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 beep.
How does it look inside there? Because I always picture it like Osmosis Jones. Do you remember that movie?
Osmosis Jones.
Do you remember that?
No.
It's an animated movie with Chris.
Wait, I do remember that, yeah.
it's Chris Rock and Bill Murray. It's about being inside Bill Murray's body, but it's
Yeah.
all animated. It's a very underrated gem.
Just lots of boogers. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's very anticlimactic.
Okay.
Just lots of boogers.
It's been like 5 minutes since we made a horror reference. This is weird.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about Inside.
yeah, Inside. I've only seen it once, but I know that, like that. It's so, and that's something I was going to bring up later on in the show. Is the extreme shit? It's your thing, hey?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You like extreme horror.
Yeah, I love Kuso. I can go off on another tangent here about why I love extreme shit if you want to hear another one.
Yeah, I do, but also you are the second person to be on the show who likes Kuso.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
it's like I think you, Lana, and Diego are the only ones I know who
I've
legitimately
seen
like it.
Kuso 3 times, and I still don't think I like it.
Oh man, I love it. It's like everything I love about this world.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so a while ago, now I wish I'd recorded this, but I was in a very uncreative province at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And one of my friends was telling me about Human Centipede. And he was saying how disturbing it was. So I watched it and I was like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
So then he's like, oh,
Just a
you
little eating a little shit, whatever.
whatever.
Just
Eating
gotta
a
eat some
little
shit.
shit.
Whatever, you eat a little shit.
It's just,
Sometimes
just a
whatever.
Tuesday night, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to do Human Centipede later.
Yeah. That's how he coerced you over here.
Yeah. I was like, I don't really want to be on your podcast. And he's like, Human Centipede, ...
Come on, buddy, you can be the front.
It's like, I want to be the middle, but
I know I'd be the middle.
shotgun middle.
Okay.
Alright, so anyways, then he's like, oh, if you don't, like, if that doesn't bother you, check out a Serbian film.
Okay.
So I checked out a Serbian film. It's like, it's nothing.
Really?
Yeah, like, it didn't bother me at all. So then I was like, I'm going to find something truly disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this is when you find snuff films. I'm sorry. That's like, this is your progression right now.
This is my progression. That's where it's going.
Yeah.
I think it's actually kind of important. So someone who genuinely likes extreme cinema, like I'm guessing you obviously like French extreme, like Inside. But like a Serbian film is something where I think it didn't work for a lot of people because it's so obviously trying to be insane. Yeah. And that's what it, like, which makes it like, it takes you out of the movie. Sure, it's decently well shot and everything, but it's so clearly just trying to fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
And to me, like there's a fine art to extreme cinema.
Yeah.
And Inside does it very well.
Oh yeah, Inside does it perfectly. It's along the same lines as like Martyrs and High Tension.
Yeah, Martyrs is fucking just mwah.
Oh yeah.
Love it. That was doing the spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
No worries. Well, Martyrs was one of the movies that I watched along with Inside.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And so I started finding like the most like crazy shit I could find, even if it was outside of horror. Like I was watching these weird dramas and stuff. Like I found Antichrist that way. 120 Days of Sodom, which is the most disturbing movie ever.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh my freaking god! It is the most disturbing thing about it. Is, are you familiar with like who Marquis de Sade was?
No.
So if you're familiar with who he was, he's like the reason why sadomasochism is a thing. He was just a crazy dude. He was into like bondage and stuff like that. So you're watching a movie where most of it probably actually happened. Like not the kidnapping the kids part, but most of the action it probably actually happened.
Okay, so it's like a Cannibal Holocaust type thing, like where
yeah, exactly.
Like, they actually filmed some shit. Okay,
I knew you were watching snuff films.
Yeah, see, so
this
basically
is the whole. Yeah, you're just climaxing right now. Like
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like I still haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure that's a Criterion release. Even I don't even know, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But I still haven't seen that one. I haven't brought myself to. I haven't found a Sunday afternoon where I've been like, I want to watch 100 Days of Sodom or whatever it's called.
It's very hard to sit through because it has no substance. It is just like, let's abuse the fuck out of these kids.
Okay, yeah, I don't like that.
No, I recommend not watching it, even as someone who likes extreme horror. I'll never watch it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, what a turn off, eh?
Yeah.
What a boner kill.
But then we got. So which was the one that you first discovered? Was it Martyrs? Which that you were like, here's something genuinely fucked up.
Yeah, Martyrs would have been the first one because it was more visceral and more real than lots of North American stuff that was just trying to shock you. After that, like Human Centipede 2.
Yeah, Human Centipede 2 is so much better than number 1.
Yeah, I forced my friend to watch that. I got him drunk and I was like, hey, let's watch this movie. And I still text him random pictures from that movie and he's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, like see, I'm never like in the mood to revisit it, but I remember while I was watching, I was like, this is actually a well-made movie to an extent. I still haven't seen the third one, but
third one is terrible. Don't watch it.
It's awful, yeah.
But yeah, I like the second one. Actually has kind of a story to it and a character you can sympathize with. And
the teeth knocking the teeth out and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that. And the baby underneath the clutch.
Yes.
The gas pedal.
Yeah.
You've never seen Human Centipede 2?
I haven't seen any Human Centipedes.
Oh my god. Watch Human Centipede 2.
Two is worth a watch. Yeah. But, well, actually, I know that Buzi will not like it.
That's why you have to watch it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, you've recently watched Inside and Martyrs. What else you got?
Another extreme horror, Green Room.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the right time to show that one to Jen, and she definitely appreciated that one, I think.
That's like a perfect movie, though. Like
that's a perfect date movie, really. It really gets you in the mood.
Yeah, exactly. But Green Room is like that's like an accessible way to introduce someone to stuff like this. Like, I think a lot of people wouldn't even consider it an extreme horror movie, but it kind of is.
I think it's like the introduction to extreme horror.
Yeah, and it's I hate when people say it's not a horror movie either, because it's like, it fucking is.
Well, yeah, like my take on horror and things like metal and that is it's not necessarily like a defined genre. We're the outliers. We're the people that don't want to be on your red carpet.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Green Room is.
Yeah, totally. It is so fucking good. If for some reason you haven't seen Green Room,
it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Why are you guys looking at me? I've seen it.
Jinx, you
see it again. You didn't see it this week, right?
Every week. That's my pickup movie. You know?
Exactly.
Like I'm having a rough day, whatever.
Like it gets you in the mood. Gets you feeling frisky.
It is badass. Have you seen anything else? Or is that
well, besides the main feature, I rewatched Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
What is this? This sounds like a Diego.
Oh.
Why have I heard of this?
Okay, so it's on YouTube.
Oh, is that with the animated stuff? Yes.
No, not the puppets.
Puppets, yes.
Yeah.
And they're like learning how to count, and then it just gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I know what you're talking about.
It's a kid's show. There's 6 episodes. It's 25 minutes to watch the entire season. And each one starts off with like how a kid's show starts off. An anthropomorphic object springs to life and starts singing a song.
Yeah, there's a clock. What's the
The
clock's
clock
the
is the
time-
crazy one.
Yeah, the clock one. I also really like the imagination one. We're
Oh,
talking about
yeah,
creative. And
the
then,
first one.
Yeah, green is not a creative
Yeah.
color.
They just like constantly dump on this one character like he's an idiot the whole time. And like
But it's insane
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I could have sworn. I think this sounds like a Diego thing that
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
mentioned before. Don't hug me, I'm scared.
yeah, it's on
That's all-
YouTube.
Okay.
It just randomly will like switch colors, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
like walls will start bleeding and stuff, and no one really like addresses anything that's
Yeah.
happening.
They're cutting a cake and they pull out a piece and it's filled with organs.
Yeah. Quick question: Are
Yeah.
you an Eric Andre fan?
Eric Andre?
Yeah. Like, do you know who that is?
No, sorry.
Okay, you are in for a treat now. It's like it's just he's a
Oh,
comedian.
Is this
Yes,
what we're doing the rest of
okay.
the night now?
No, but yeah,
We're just gonna watch
We're gonna
Eric
turn this
Andre,
off
yeah.
and go watch Eric Andre. No,
Yeah.
but you are like the more normal version of Diego.
Yeah.
Like you're like a human being version of Diego.
Yeah, I feel that way
You
sometimes.
haven't ascended yet.
No, and yeah, like I can already tell that you and him are like, well, we're all kindred spirits, but
yeah.
like, but Diego especially. But Eric Andre is a thing that you should just fall into on YouTube for a while.
Okay,
You'll
I think he's the guy that just about got Jesselnick Offensive canceled.
just got what?
Jesselnick Offensive? That was, you ever watched that show?
Yeah, I watch it. He got it canceled.
Was he the guy that he was the guy that pulls pants down, right?
Yeah.
And had yeah, okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and put
It's
his
like
dick on there.
Yeah, and lit firecrackers under the stage.
Yes, that is him.
Yeah, okay.
He posts
Yeah, no, huge
pictures of
fan.
his penis on his Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
like he's fucking hilarious. But and they immediately get taken down.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we move on, I know this is so off topic, but one of my favorite things I've ever seen was Eric Andre just posted for one time. He posted like kind of a nice picture of him and like one of his friends, and someone commented on his Instagram saying, "Ugh, ugly." So he went through that person's entire feed and called them ugly in every picture. It was someone with like 60 followers, and he like got all of his followers just ganged up on this guy, and I'm like, oh man,
Wow.
someone's gonna kill himself here.
That is exactly something I would do too.
Yeah, if you had the power to, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, I can have 60,000 people calling you ugly in a second.
I'm pretty sure I've done stuff like that only with like 2 people.
Yeah. Well, it's 'cause
You
it-
text your
yeah.
2 buddies.
Yeah.
Let's fuck up this meme page.
Yeah, and one's like, who the hell is this?
Good boy.
Quit texting me.
All right, Buzi, do you want to go next?
Sure.
That's everything that you got, hey?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a lot because I've actually been going hard into reading. I bought 4 books.
Let's hear them, because you were talking about 'em today. I want to know which books you bought. Because you're a big reader too, hey?
Yeah, I haven't been lately, but yeah, I actually just bought 3 books, so.
Sweet.
Let's
talk books
I went
right
to McNally on the weekend. I picked up one of these isn't horror, so I'm just gonna get out of the way first. Is I bought the
Lion, the Witch,
autobiography.
and the Wardrobe.
Yes, I bought the autobiography for Alice in Chains
Okay.
because I went to their concert last week. Other than that, I bought Alien Harvest is one of the books, which seems really interesting. It's actually kind of I'll actually be talking about this after, but Alien Aura, the short film that came out, it's kind of based on the same idea about like colonizing something and drilling into the earth and finding a hive.
So, Alien Harvest is what it's called?
I
so,
think it's called Harvest.
so is it like Alien Harvest? Like,
Yeah.
is it a part of the property? Alien?
Yeah, it
okay.
is. It's set between 1 and 2.
It sounds like a C-list horror movie.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like a really great idea for a film, honestly. I'm going to
he's-
go for it.
Yeah, he's the 2% that
Yeah.
will buy into that.
The other book I bought is called Hunger, I believe. It's Hunger or Hungry.
It's supposed to be awesome. I've heard about Hunger.
It's basically a fictionalized version of things that happened during the Donner Party.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this
I've
one.
heard it's awesome.
Yeah, I like immediately figured, I was like, what? This is about the Donner Party, but it's like its own, someone's like imagining, because that's all you want from something is like, you think of the Donner Party and you're like, holy shit, this is insane. So what if you could put your own spin on what happened? You know, I bought that, and I bought a book called Abominable. I believe it's called
You've
Abominable?
talked about this before, haven't
Did
you?
I?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
like you've known about this book for a while.
Yeah.
I remember this from like our first 10 episodes.
No, there's no
Yes.
fucking way. I
100%.
just bought this book like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well then maybe I heard about it. Sorry.
There's a movie called Abominable.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically about people who are trying to climb Everest, and there's always been kind of like these weird stories about how there is a Yeti up there on Everest because people have like seen it, and it's been documented several times. But it's basically just a fictionalized story about the people actually encountering them on their way to Everest.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's what I got.
So kind of like that arc in Monsters Inc. where they find that Yeti.
What?
I get the reference.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Is it Monsters Inc? You've never seen it?
I have. I don't remember anything about a Yeti.
Oh, there's a Yeti in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he goes through the wrong door.
There's gonna be tons of wrong door. Sorry. And then the last thing is I watched Alien Ore like 6 times.
Alien Ore?
Oh yeah.
Ore, yeah. It is the most recent, the 4th short film in the 6-part series, and 100% my favorite.
Oh yeah, they just keep ramping those up. Those are so good.
Yeah. And I actually have something that will continue on about Alien Ore after we're done talking about what we've been seeing. So if you want to go ahead.
Cool. I still haven't seen any of them. I saw the first one, and that's it.
Why have you not kept up on it?
They're so good.
They're so good.
I've been reading a lot. Like, actually. Like, it's so, and I know that that's not an excuse. It's on YouTube, and it's like, I just have fucking
It's
forgotten.
like 5 minutes of your life.
Yeah,
know,
they're
well,
literally like 9 minutes apiece. And they're fantastic.
I'll do them all tonight. Because I like the first one quite a bit. I'm looking forward to watching
Yeah,
them.
they just keep getting
It's
better and better.
definitely, yeah. Did you see the Reeboks releasing Alien 40 shoes?
Yeah, I already found out how much they cost, and I'm
They're
very
like 300.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I do this? But at the same time, like I'm not
they're
I'm
not
not a
Adidas.
quote unquote sneaker head.
Yeah.
I don't
I
get it. I could just make these myself, probably.
You could make Alien 40th anniversary Reeboks.
Yeah, I mean, if a 6-year-old kid in some foreign country is going to make these shoes, then I can too.
I got some Sharpies. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go to Valley Village, pick up some shoes.
Why is that an offensive joke? Everybody knows it's happening.
It's not offensive. It's not offensive. I don't have much to talk about this week because I got a couple things I'm going to mention, but like Courtney's experienced her very first run through Game of Thrones.
Nice.
So we're watching from the beginning. So this is my
for you guys.
This is my 3rd time going through it. I'm all caught up on the show, but I'm doing it from the beginning so that hopefully by the time the finale airs, she can be there with the friends and we can grill up some steaks and watch the finale of Game of Thrones. Best show ever made. It's fucking unreal. Okay,
I'm gonna write down that you
don't
said
write that down because it's probably Breaking Bad. But
it'll be something
It's clearly
different
The
next week.
Wire.
yeah, that's God damn it. There's a million answers.
It's honestly, it's got to be season 6 to 8 of Mad TV.
Speaking of TV shows, this is news. I doubt you have it covered, so I'm just going to talk about it here. I finally finished the Santa Clarita Diet, and
they got
canceled it.
Yeah,
What?
season 4 got canceled.
Season 4 is canceled, which is such bullshit.
I was going to post.
I want it back.
You just broke Jen's heart.
Well, I'm sorry, Jen. Yeah, like we can all be broken at the same time because this is that you don't know what you got till it's gone thing. Like, we just started it from the beginning, like 2 weeks ago.
Like you're holding this picture of Timothy Oliphant, like in a frame, and you're crying on yourself, stroking
I love
it.
Drew Barrymore in that show so much. I love Timothy. I love everyone.
So
in
you
that
guys
show.
finished up till season 3?
Yeah,
yeah.
I've watched
okay,
season
but
2.
like, did it end now that season 4 is not happening?
No,
Are
fuck
you satisfied
no,
with it?
no.
Oh
No,
shit!
it ends on like the most like crazy cliffhanger for like, man, season 4 is going to be the best.
So would it be like if Breaking Bad got canceled after season 2?
It
would just be like the airplane and that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty much like where the story like. We all kind of knew where the story was eventually going to go with Santa Clarita Diet, and that's where it goes in the end of season 3. But like, I want to see more of it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I thought they did a really good job on the violence in it. Like I loved anything else is a spoiler. Just even though it's canceled, that you can still watch it and enjoy it. I encourage people if for some reason you haven't watched it yet, give the first 3 seasons a try. They're 20-minute episodes. It's great. Other than that, I am still watching What We Do in the Shadows every single week. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't started watching it yet.
No? Okay. 'Cause
I haven't either. I feel like I'm just going to wait till the whole season's out so I can just binge it.
You guys are in for such a treat. Like, it's fucking awesome. It is so good.
See, like, I admire the fact that you're doing it where you're watching it as it comes out.
I need to. I've watched. Okay, so how it goes though? Like, second episode is still good, not as good as the first one. Third episode is really fucking good, and then the 4th episode it's good. But like it's one of those ones. So like they're all good, but it's like every second episode is just like amazing. They're all good though, but like I said in like my previous review of What We Do in the Shadows, they introduced the energy vampire. So it's a guy who's just like boring people to death basically and feeding off of their off of that. In one of the later episodes, they introduce an emotional vampire. So like they're really swinging for the fences here, and it's fucking hilarious. Like it's this woman who's just going around talking about how her cat has cancer, and like, it's so and then like
showing them videos of like a ape crying over its dead mother.
Yeah. There's like full-on battles between the emotional vampire and the energy vampire, and like I took an exact quote is like it's all ramping up and they're like hovering against each other, and there's like lightning bolts striking, and the emotional vampire is fighting with the energy vampire, and the energy vampire is like hacker. They're just sprouting off like facts. He's like, hackers from 1996 still holds up.
Wow.
It's like that type of humor. And they introduced the werewolves and everything in the first couple episodes.
Wait, is Rhys Darby still one of the werewolves?
No. There's no, that's the thing is it's all new characters, but
Yeah.
I'm so surprised by how good these characters are. Like specifically one of them is just like so fucking awesome. And yeah, there's actually even a Caribbean Canadian werewolf from Saskatoon. Like he says,
I'm glad we got representation.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you for some reason still are curious about What We Do in the Shadows, or if you're worried, no need to worry anymore. It has got your Mitch Oliver stamp of approval, and that is all that you guys care about. I know that. So
That's all that I've ever cared about.
yeah,
Approval from a stranger.
yeah, exactly. We're not strangers anymore.
Yeah.
We are now on our second beer together.
Right.
Well, I am.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh
I don't know where you guys were sneaking this beer in. I think I talked for a long time.
yeah. Where do you want? Do you want another one?
Yeah, sure, most of this
You
one.
want the IPA?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can crack this bad boy too.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying. So Darcy brewed these beers too.
Fuck.
So that's tight as piss.
Well, that's the joke, is that he made it with piss.
With piss, yeah.
And he's just like enjoying watching us drink his piss.
Yeah.
You know, because you're an extremist. You're like really into this.
Exactly.
A part of me isn't a part of you.
Feed.
My sweet nectar.
I only have one last thing to talk about, and that is that I rewatched Adam McDonald's Pie Wacket. So
You bought it?
Yeah,
too.
I bought it, and it's on Scream Factory. I've had the Blu-ray for a while. I just haven't like pulled the trigger on rewatching it because I felt like it was one of those ones I need to give some time. It might still be in the kitchen. I can go grab it after this.
All right.
Or he's going there. Yeah, so we're looking for a
nice.
bottle
Thank
opener.
I always keep that thing on me.
Yeah. All right, so Pie Wacket. Yeah, we talked about this. We had Adam on the show, and we talked about Backcountry, and thank you.
Yeah.
We talked about Backcountry, and then we reviewed Pie Wacket as soon as it came out. And I just want to say that I feel like I can only remember how I was with that, but I think I still gave it a good review, but I think I was a little bit nitpicky and harsh on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because I wanted to prove that I'm not just going to like blow this dude because I like his movies and I thought he was a nice guy. And like, I wanted like, I don't know. I'm admitting that I was wrong. This movie's fucking, like, I said it was great. I remember that. But this movie's so fucking good.
Oh, 10 out of 10. The movie was incredible.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And now, that was our front runner for number one of the year until Hereditary came out.
I know,
honestly.
and honestly, after rewatching it again, it would, like, I think it was like my number 8 or 9 of the year. I think it would go way up. And it was even better on the second viewing. But I think, like, because I'm a guy who, well, you were saying, like, we're pretty desensitized these days to horror movies, and like there was a point in my life where I did get scared from movies, and like the last time that I was really scared from a movie was Backcountry, and that's because like that movie got its claws in me, no pun intended, and it fucking destroyed me, and I can't remember the last time aside from that where I was actually scared from a movie because I was just like petrified, because that's it. That whole bear attack scene was just unbelievable. But Pie Wacket is now right up there. Like the last like 30 minutes is actually terrifying. And it's a very slow build, kind of like Pie Wacket, but I think I was a little harsh
You mean
on
Backcountry? You said it's a slow build like Pie Wacket?
Well, they both are. Is what I'm trying to. So yeah,
Okay.
they're both slow builds, and but by the time the last 30 minutes rolls around, I feel like he's just got your fucking heart in a vice grip, and Adam McDonald knows how to craft a scare, and I'm really hoping that we get to see some big things from him. I know that he's got some stuff coming up here, but I don't know exactly what it is. But I think that he's going to be a big name in the genre sooner rather than later. And I think anyone who hasn't seen Pyewacket yet, you need to give it a shot, because especially if you're into the whole supernatural horror and stuff like that, the use of practical effects in that movie, and like the whole how minimalistic it is, and how the sound design just works so well. I was genuinely, like, I remember the first time Courtney and I watched it, we went outside afterwards and we're like, that gave us the heebie-jeebies. And like while we were watching it this time, we're like, the heebie-jeebies are way worse this time. Like,
They've been replaced by willies.
yeah, we know, it's like we knew exactly what to expect, but for some reason, I forgot how fucking rank the ending is, though.
Oh yeah.
I forgot how rank it is, and God, is it a great movie.
I agree with a ton of things you said about Adam McDonald. The only thing I would say that's a detriment to him, and it's nothing against him personally, is that he crafts movies that you really have to invest yourself in, which I feel like are going to get overlooked by so many people because there's not that quick payoff. You don't have the opening shot and then immediately something shoots you in the face. You know what I mean?
You gotta wait for it.
Yeah, you really have to invest in everything he does, and that's his style, and that, like, we love it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like a large part of an audience is not going to feel that same investment.
I agree, and I think that was the thing that came up a lot in discussing Backcountry with people who I know people who watch Backcountry who didn't like it, and it's because they were thinking about how stupid the boyfriend was and how annoying he was, and how like it took too long to get to that point.
Yeah,
like,
it took too long.
If you're one of those people who can't invest, like, for some reason, man, I connected with that stupid boyfriend. That says a lot about me. I know I'm a fucking I mean,
he was
that's how a lot
hopeless
of people act in those situations.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
I am an idiot. So and so I think I bought into it, and I liked Missy Peregrine, the actress in that, and same in this, man. Laurie Holden, like the chick from Walking Dead who plays Andrea, she is so fucking good in this movie, and I don't think anyone else could have played her part, because a lot of it relies on her just looking creepy. And she does such a good fucking job.
Has a very brooding, resting face.
Well, she's intimidating. Like, she's just an intimidating person on a good day.
She's like Beyonce.
Yes, but I don't know, man. I really loved this movie this time around, and I liked it a lot before. But I remember being like, no, I like Backcountry more. Now I'm like, I think I like Pyewacket more. I know they're completely different.
Their own thing.
Yeah, they are their own thing, but they're just like, I fucking love both those movies. So
what I love about Adam McDonald is he just shows you just enough.
Exactly.
Like, they're very contained, and just enough of the bear, just enough of
the crawl
thing. Yeah.
The crawl.
Yeah. Oh my god, the crawl, and like just
I like that's how it's going to be known from now on.
I hope it's known. Like, the thing is, man, I haven't heard enough people talk about Pyewacket. I've actually seen on Letterboxd, I follow some people who gave it like 1 out of 1 star and like 1.5. I'm like,
there's no way.
Like, cut the toxic people out of your life.
I know. It's like we saw.
You don't need that kind of negativity.
I feel like we saw a different movie. Like when it was like, and I get that everyone has their own opinions, but like a 1 or 2 to me means like, no, this is a bad movie. Like, there's nothing good about it.
I feel like I can always pick out movies that are out right now that I can compare things to, where I don't understand how Curse of La Llorona, how that is topping. Obviously, it's topping the box office right now, but it did it over a time when it was the lowest period in like 14 years. I was just reading about this today. So you have this thing like this movie that comes out, and it doesn't look great, and there's a million things that have been released in the last couple of years that all are the same sort of thing, and they're being released to a wide audience. Whereas you have something like Pyewacket, who gets a very subtle release, and it bothers me that it'll never get that same look.
Yeah, and it's totally because like Pyewacket, like you had mentioned before, isn't the type of movie that the everyday normal moviegoer is gonna like. And
like, I understand that.
You need to invest more.
You have to feel like it's such a loss, though, that people aren't more invest in trying to see something that isn't going to shovel things at you.
But people just want the PG-13 jump scares. That's what makes money, and it's the copy-paste horror.
I hate it.
So do I. Like,
do you how do you feel about the Conjuring movies? Do you like the Conjuring movies?
I don't like the Conjuring movies.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, like, so is there, besides Hereditary, like even Hereditary isn't like a mainstream horror movie. I guess you like Pet Sematary.
Oh, I love Pet Sematary.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
But you can look at the two you just mentioned, Hereditary and Pet Sematary even, are, yes, they're larger budget movies that came out to a wide audience, but they're nothing like your Conjuring movies, your Insidious movies.
Yeah.
And I know you don't like that I loop or I put those all together, but for me, they kind of tread all on the same things.
No, they do. And like, and I agree. It's just, I'm always that guy who like,
Well,
I want them to succeed. I want them all to succeed. But even I had 2 chances to go see La Lorena or whatever the fuck it was.
We don't even know how to say it.
Yeah. I had 2 chances to go this weekend and I didn't. Like, I was like, I should go. No, I'm not going to. And then it's just like, and it sucks because like originally I wanted to start this podcast because it would like, it'll force me to go see the shit sacks like the Bye Bye Man and Rings and all that shit that we had to sit through. But now it's just like, fuck it. Like I can't afford to be going to see garbage.
Yeah. If I'm going to see a garbage movie, I want to see a garbage movie.
Exactly.
Like I do love B-list garbage horror movies. Like
Yeah.
I also just watched this week Halloween Pussy Trap Kill Kill. Fucking terrible. It's
What Rob Zombie CD is that?
it's actually Dave Mustaine. You're close.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, Dave Mustaine voices the killer, but he doesn't play the killer. It's fucking weird.
He couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
No.
Just dub it, whatever.
Yeah, so it was terrible. I watched like 20 minutes of it and was like, nope.
Yeah.
But
man.
I know, just looking at the problem though, is that you're gonna see. It might happen where you're gonna have somebody that comes out as a director that's gonna make, like Adam McDonald, that's gonna have to make a larger budget movie.
I guarantee we're gonna see it.
Exactly, like how we recently with the Nun and Corin Hardy, where we're all rooting for Corin Hardy to do really good, and
the
he
movie
finally gets
sucked
the
ass.
But then there's so much studio influence that just fucks it up.
But he says
you know that he didn't have his heart and soul in that. Come
Yeah.
on,
No, 100% he did. He
What?
did, man. I listened to so many interviews with him, like so many podcasts, and like you can tell when it, like and because the thing is, man, a lot of people legitimately like The Nun. Have you seen The Nun yet?
I haven't.
Okay, so but I'm the only one who's seen The Nun
Yeah.
here, and like I bet you that you both would like it more than I did. And it's just like, I don't know, it
didn't move. My carometer stayed at zero.
Your carometer is always fucked, but but no, like I guarantee the day is going to come where we're going to see Adam McDonald doing like a major Hollywood movie. I guarantee it, and he's going to change it.
As long as like the studio doesn't come in and just fuck it right up.
Yeah, well,
because that is my biggest fear about these smaller directors is that
Yeah.
if they don't get on with like A24 or something like that, studios are going to fuck it up.
Even Pet Sematary, there's a lot of stuff coming out saying that they had a lot of influence. Like, that's the thing, is everyone's like, the people who hated the whole ALIE being the kid who died, they were like blaming it on Widmeyer and Kulsh, and it's like, no, that's been in the script for years.
Yeah.
Like that was in the script before they signed on for it.
They just came to make it look nice and have your characters do things.
That, and they had nothing to do with having the character die in the trailer and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
they ruined the 2 best parts of the movie in the trailer.
Could you imagine if you're like, you didn't know about that and you're like, oh, here comes our trailer reveal, and then you're watching it, they gave the whole fucking thing away.
And I thought it was a misdirect like they did with like Avengers, where they showed like Hulk in the final battle, but he wasn't in. I was like, oh, they're fucking with us.
Yeah.
And then when more trailers came, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, either way, I don't know where we were going with that, but either way, Pyewacket, good.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Watch Pyewacket. So let's get on to... Or wait, you got some shit that you want to... Okay.
We'll do that. Okay, sorry. I have some couple things to announce, but I'm going to do it at the start of the news so we can have a little breather here. So enjoy some stupid music and we'll be right back.
Just wait. Darcy listens to the show. He knows what to say.
Oh, sorry.
Hit me with that motherfucking news, Booze.
Wow. All right, it's time for some news. I have some pre-announcements before we actually do the news, so I'll just go through that really quickly. We recently had someone reach out to us about a Bigfoot documentary, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that because we're all going to try. I know at least I am.
I'm going to try watch it.
Yeah, we're going to try and all watch this. I'm just going to read the verbatim the email. Hi, I wanted to reach out about Seth Breedlove's Breedlove, I hope I said that right. On the Trail of Bigfoot is the title of the documentary. A cross-country examination of American folklore. Shot through 2018, the 6-episode series was filmed in 14 U.S. states and features over 20 interviews with witnesses, investigators, historians, and researchers on the American legend. On the Trail of Bigfoot walks interviewers through the history of the Big phenomenon, starting with the earliest known reports of the ape-like creature in the 1800s, and brings them all the way up to the modern day. On the Trail of Bigfoot is now available on Amazon, Insta Video, Video on Demand, and VIDI Space, as well as DVD. Sweet. And there's a trailer currently on YouTube you can check out if you're interested, and that's called On the Trail of Bigfoot. So hopefully we can talk about that either next week or the week after.
Maybe we'll share it. Share the trailer on our Facebook page.
Sure.
Maybe even you and I will just do an episode on it.
Yeah, that would be
That'd
awesome.
be cool.
And then the other part is I had I wouldn't consider it a straight interview, but a text interview with my cousin who recently worked on Alien Ore doing makeup effects.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I had kind of gone through.
She did makeup on the one that you love the most?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't realize that she'd done it till after the fact because she took a while to respond to me. Anyway, that's not a slight. That was just like
fucking bitch.
Anyway, I asked her a couple questions, so I will go through the questions now and pretend like I am answering for her because she has sent back her response.
Can you do it in the voice too? Like I like to
I
be
don't
fully
want
immersed.
I don't want to
I
offend
demand
her
full
in case
immersion.
she ever. So the first question was, are you a fan of horror? And if so, give us a brief synopsis of how you got into horror and some of your favorite films. And she responded, I always loved scary movies. I'd have to say my love for horror films has grown a lot more since being in the special effects makeup industry. My specialty right now is definitely gore, blood, and monsters. If you want to look like a gross dead zombie with all the blood and guts, I have you covered. She loves the classics like Hellraiser, Evil Dead, Halloween, House of a Thousand Corpses, and she really likes Planet Terror. Question number 2, tell us a bit about your current job and what you do. Right now, I work at Vancouver FX Studios. It is a special effects production studio and private training facility. I assist teaching classes and create prosthetics and makeup for production. I also go on set for music videos, TV, and film. In February, I was a key makeup artist for an indie film called Beyond the Woods, a psychological thriller. We were up in Kamloops for almost a month. Most of it was filmed outside minus 20 weather. Reminded me of Saskatchewan, because she's originally from Saskatchewan.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows Nicholas Humphreys.
She might. I could
Sure
ask
does.
her. A third question. How did you get involved in working in Alien 40th Anniversary short films? And she responded, my studio got hired to create some pretty cool special effects, props, and prosthetics for Alien Ore. When I got the news, it was official that we would be working on one of the Alien shorts. I was pretty stoked. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have your hand in the Alien legacy. Number 4, which short film do you work on and what do you do there? Obviously, she'd answered our question previously. We did fabrication for ore. A big part of my job happens in the studio. It takes time to sculpt the prosthetics before we can mold them, then make them out of silicone. We were only on set for one day, but that was almost 16 hours in Britannia Mine, about an hour west of Vancouver, on the sea to the sky. Number 5, were you a fan of Alien or any of its subsequent titles before being involved with productions? Not gonna lie, I haven't seen all the Alien movies. I do love them, and I love the art of H.R. Geiger. His stuff is so intricately beautiful.
So lots of penises.
Yes, lots of penises, and
Lots
vaginas,
of penises
and
and
boobs.
vaginas and boobs.
Boobs. We love boobs.
Boobs.
A brief synopsis of the story, short, if you're allowed to speak about it. As a hardworking miner of a planet mining colony, Lorraine longs to make a better life for her daughter and her grandchildren. When her shift uncovers the death of a fellow miner under mysterious circumstances, Lorraine is forced to choose between the escape or defying management orders and facing her fears for the fight and safety of her family. This is what I said online. I don't think I can give any more of the story away. Number 7, what have you learned from being involved in the production process you may not have known before? Because I'm new in the film industry, I'm learning a lot about pre-production and set is. I love being a part of a production team, all these people working together to make something iconic. Every person on set has a different job is equally important as the next to make it all work. Any interesting tidbits or facts that give you insight on what it was to be in the production or funny stories? This is the last question. We were fabricating the studio for a month before filming. It's a lot of hard work and hours put into prosthetics. We were even in the studio till 3 a.m. the night before putting on final touches. I think the most rewarding moment for me was to see a prosthetic sculpted, molded, hand-painted, and applied on set on the monitors while they were filming. I only started at Vancouver FX a year ago when I decided to get back to the thing I love most and pursue my dream of being a makeup artist. So being able to have something I created on film for one of the 40th anniversary of Alien shorts was one of the most surreal experiences. It's still surreal to this day. A little hard work pays off for sure. Even though I don't consider it as work, it's what I love doing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was a little insight there, and I'm hoping to get a little bit more from other people.
You forgot to talk to her about how she's good friends with Courtney.
I did mention that prior.
Okay.
She said she loves Courtney.
Yes. So, awkward.
But you could cut the awkwardness.
Yeah.
of it, I
Also,
fear.
not like Courtney ever listens to this.
Oh.
No, but yeah, like I don't know. I remember Courtney be like, "Yeah, one of my friends worked on one of those movies or one of those short films." I was just like, "Nah, you're lying." But no, that's super awesome. And also, if you for some reason have never checked out the show Face Off, have you seen Face
Oh,
Off?
amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
Have you seen a Buzi? Because
Yes, I watched one episode.
yeah, okay. I crush seasons in a day. Like, it is so great. But it's all about it's a competition show, but all of like makeup effects artists, and they come up with some of the coolest shit on there. And I know a lot of people who go to like Vancouver Film School end up on Face Off, and like there's a lot of people. I know like even Dylan, our former guest who makes films for a living.
For Versa Films.
Yeah, Versa Films. He knows a lot of people who have been on Face Off. So
I thought you were talking about the Nicolas Cage movie. Fantastic.
Oh, Face Off,
Both
yeah.
10 out of 10.
yeah, okay. Were you actually talking about Face Off?
Fuck no.
You know how many times we've made that joke?
Probably way too many.
I love that movie though. Like, that's a fucking what's his name? Guy who
John Travolta and
yeah, no,
Nick
but
Cage.
the director, it's the director of Mission Impossible 2.
Just like the most terrible, bad, good movie ever.
Mission
Actually,
Impossible.
there's supposed to be a Will Smith movie coming out soon that has basically the
Yes!
same premise.
I just saw the ad
I
for
was
this one.
commenting. I was like, "Is this
John
Face
Woo.
Off?"
Yeah.
It's a John Woo movie.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Face Off was a John Woo movie. Yeah,
Wow.
great movie.
All right, you guys ready for some actual news?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, James. This is super exciting for me. James Wan is producing a new adaptation of Stephen King's Salem's Lot for New Line Cinemas.
Oh, I'm down.
Yeah, and this will be the first big screen adaptation. Because the last one was a made-for-TV movie.
Which I'm looking forward to a lot. The only thing is that because it's so long, they're going to have to tighten up the script a lot. So I hope it doesn't miss on a lot of things.
Yeah, I have never read Salem's Lot, so I don't I know people who have fucking love it, and I know that there's a lot of people who love that Tobe Hooper made-for-TV movie. I think it's like an insanely boring movie. Like I could not get into it for the life of me, but I'm really looking forward to see what they do. I also know that it's going to be written by Gary Dauberman, who wrote Annabelle Creation and the new Annabelle Comes Home or whatever the fuck it's called.
Comes Home, I think.
Yeah, but he's obviously got some chops, so yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that.
I always find it weird, and I will go that in this article I had found that they did not mention who was directing it once, which is kind of a sad thing. They're just
Well,
like,
they don't
James
have one yet.
Wan.
Yeah, they don't have a director. They don't have a director yet.
Going on from that, this kind of a little more somber, sad news. Terry Rawlings has passed away. He was the original editor for Alien, Sentinel, Warship, Blade Runner, Legend FX, Alien 3, and GoldenEye.
Rest in power.
Editor extraordinaire.
Yeah. Well, that's some big titles.
Yeah, no,
honestly, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
If you're an editor on Blade Runner, I would love to know what it was about.
There was some of okay, remember last week I was talking about CinemaCon and all this stuff kept coming out from there? Yeah. We had a little bit of first scenes for Sam Raimi's Crawl has came out.
Alexander Aja directed. Is Sam Raimi produced?
They always count it as the producer first.
I know. I have that in here because I want to talk to you about it. So wait a minute. What happened with CinemaCon? Because
they showed footage for it. They showed, I think it was like 12 minutes. Because that's what CinemaCon's about.
Because this is a Buzi movie.
100%. This is your movie too.
Yes.
So is this a remake of Crawl?
No.
Okay. I was really excited there for a second.
This is an alligator movie.
This is an alligator in a house movie. It's like
okay. Now I'm interested again.
Yeah, a hurricane, and it's Alexander Aja, director of High Tension, the Hills Have Eyes remake, Piranha 3D, and he's done some questionable stuff. But Hills Have Eyes remake and High Tension are both great films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's just it's in the Florida Everglades, and there's a storm, and this girl's trying to rescue her dad. Sorry,
so is it like Gatornado? Which is a better name for this movie.
Yeah. Okay, but the gators don't like fly in; they just kind of sneak inside.
It's like water hits the building, and they're stuck in the building, and then there's an alligator in the fucking water in there. Like there's an actual scene in the first Sharknado like that.
Yeah,
which is like so dumb, but like this, they at least have an explanation for it, and it's gonna be like a gritty, real movie.
Mm-hmm. And Tara Reid isn't in it, so
no Tara Reid. Yeah,
okay,
she's not allowed to do things anymore.
So Crawl, yeah, that comes out July 12th. I am stoked for that.
I'm very excited.
Me and you are got to go hold hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we don't anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Silly.
They're holding hands right now. It's really weird. It's awkward because it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
We're just showing off our bromance to you. Look at this. Look at this.
We're that PDA couple.
Yeah.
It's like you're standing in line for a movie ticket and there's two people making out behind you or in front of you.
Yeah, or you go third wheel with somebody and them and their girlfriend are like whispering in each other's ear. And stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I here? Going on from that, this is less somber because I don't fucking care. Lorraine Warren died, that old bitch at 92.
Jesus Christ.
What? Fuck her. She's a con artist. That's all she is.
Relax, man. You don't. That's rude.
What?
She was delusional.
No, she was a fucking con artist. It's like all those fucking church guys who go like, oh, if you give me this much money, you're going to go to heaven. And then when the people die, they're like, whatever, I'll just pocket their change.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck her.
Yeah, honestly, fuck her.
You want to know what? I'm with you, but I would have never used that strong of words on air.
You're not sponsored. Calm down.
Yeah,
No.
we're going nowhere. It
There's
doesn't matter.
definitely people have turned us off for less.
Oh yeah. We got our first long extended trailer for Child's Play.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Have we all seen the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got not only the long. I want to talk about the trailer and Mark Hamill's voice, but I also want to talk about the marketing campaign behind this movie because they are going all in. I don't know if you guys saw, but on 420 they released a picture of Chucky, but instead of the Buddy logo on the front, it's a marijuana leaf and it says "He's your best bud."
Because that's an odd tie-in.
I don't. Well, it's them just trying to be clever.
We're the
Yeah.
cool kids.
Yeah, it's that, and then
They're like your uncle who gives you pot.
Yeah,
They're not cool.
Totally.
yeah.
Don't tell your mom.
And and then they also released an Easter poster on the day of Easter where he's holding like bloody bunny
kills
ears.
Those are the same day.
Oh yes, no, were they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
That was Saturday and Sunday. That was.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, but either okay. So so that extended trailer, the first trailer, I remember being like, "Hey, they don't really show us much," but I still thought it was like, doesn't look terrible, but they also don't show us anything.
Yeah.
In this new trailer, I think it looks awesome. Like
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, Child's Play holds no nostalgia for me because I didn't watch it until I was much older.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to love it. I know that.
It's a very big one for me. And
Yeah.
like
I think it's super ambitious, all the things that they're doing with this.
I think it's a really cool, and that's the thing is, like, so I was talking about this with a friend who was, like, saying, like, oh, but they're changing the origins of him, like, there's no Charles Lee. I was like, yeah, you're right, they're changing it so he hacks into this toy rather than using a voodoo curse running from the cops.
It would be terrible today.
Exactly. I was like, and he's like, okay, when you put it that way, because like the original idea is fucking stupid, but it's a great like
It
time
worked for
capsule
when
of
it
the
came
80s.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I love the Child's Play franchise, and I know everyone, and me being one of them too. I was one of the guys who was like, Don Mancini doesn't want this to happen, like the creator of Child's Play and like Chucky, and he's still doing his own Child's Play TV show, and he has nothing to do with this remake. But you know what? Like, also, what people aren't talking about is how Tom Holland was the one who really captured the vision of what Chucky was in that first movie. And I think Tom Holland has, like, he's definitely not raising his flags up, being like, "What the fuck are they doing here?" Mm-hmm. Like, I'm interested. I think they're doing something different enough.
I think it's been great. You know what? Just go to a movie and enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
don't worry about the history of it.
I know, but it's hard.
That's a hard one to just.
I agree with you for the most part, but it's also hard. It's hard to watch it when it's someone who you like. Like, 'cause I always root for Don Mancini, even though I haven't liked the last couple Chucky movies. Like, they haven't been great.
I think it's hard, especially for something like that that's a major franchise, for you to go in and I'm just going to watch a movie. It's like, no, this is tied to something. This has roots.
There's a lot of people who are going to go into it who aren't going to give a fuck, like you guys, and I'm sure they're going to like it.
I give more of a fuck now.
Yeah,
I'm
happy
impressed.
to watch the trailer.
I'm impressed.
It looks cool.
No, and I will admit at the start I was like, this does not look like anything I want to watch.
And it's going to be goofy.
Yeah,
but it's going to be it's rated R. It's
the way it looks
brutal.
now is so over the top that I'm like, okay, this is good.
I think it looks pretty promising, and Mark Hamill sounds awesome.
Oh yeah,
like, but also he sounds like Brad Dourif. But there's only one line he says in it, but it sounds like kind of like Brad Dourif. So I'm hoping he does a little bit of his own thing. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit Joker in there, like his Mark Hamill's Joker. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. This is kind of honestly just for Diego, and I guess you now.
I'll be Diego stand-in.
A new video is titled Fire is Coming, which is directed by Flying Lotus.
Oh,
and
sweet guys.
Salad Fingers creator David Firth.
Oh my
teaming
God.
up.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about this, yeah.
And the first scene of the video is a wolf puppet's head splits open and reveals David Lynch inside, who tells a story to a group of wolf children while his face eerily distorts and his eyes burst into flames.
Now in
So-
English,
Okay, this sounds like a skit that I'm not aware of yet.
Yeah.
Like,
So if you want to see that, that's a new
Oh, yeah.
music video that's out for Flying Lotus ahead of his new album.
Oh my God. I'm sure Diego's already masturbated to it.
oh, yeah. Well, if I'm his stand, I'm already masturbating to it. So.
Yeah. Like, man, did you guys watch Salad Fingers growing up?
I did. Well, actually, not
Yeah.
growing up. I watched it outside of high school.
Okay. I gave a guy a nickname, Salad Fingers, in high school, and it was one of those ones that stuck. And I feel bad.
Oh, that poor fucking guy.
You know, he's rich. Fuck
You
him.
just like throw spoons at him and shit. You like that?
I like rusty spoons.
James Wan, another James Wan produced TV show Swamp Thing, is currently on hold right now.
Oh,
They're-
really? There was a trailer about it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're still on hold with it though.
Really?
It was.
They
it's-
said they were on hold, then they released the teaser, and now they're saying they're on hold again?
Well, the thing is that they can still release the teasers because they're filmed pretty much until the end, but they're changing a bunch of things, and they sent the whole crew home so that they could rewrite some of it to finish the ending.
So it's not so much of a teaser; it's more of like a blue baller.
It is a
exactly,
football. But
So-
it just shows you how fucking badass Swamp Thing looks, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It does, but the thing is that it was originally supposed to come out May 31st, and they're probably bumping that date back now because they need to finish the rest of it. But
Yeah.
they've sent home all of their crew.
I know they also because it was originally supposed to be like 10 episodes, and now they're jumping it down to 7. But they're like doing the Game of Thrones thing where they're like gonna beef up each episode rather than like extend it too long. Their reasoning is because they don't want to bore they're gonna make it tight.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, but like anytime that something like this happens, it's a cause for concern.
and I have no real ties to Swamp Thing,
But
the license, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, it seems like a Buzi property. I think the Alan Moore Swamp Thing comics are fucking unbelievable. So.
Yeah. Next up is out of nowhere we got the launch of World War Z the game.
Yeah.
It dropped a trailer, came out of nowhere, and it's already out. It's on shelves right now if you want to go get it.
$50.
$50, yeah.
And it's apparently awesome.
From every review I've seen, yes, it sounds like it's awesome.
It's
It's
Left
very
4
much
Dead.
Yeah, I've heard it's a tied over to Left 4 Dead 3, pretty much.
pretty much. And we had talked about we're probably going to get it. I'm actually going to go buy it right away.
Oh, if you're going to, then I will too. Because I was waiting, because Diego just bought Mortal Kombat 11 today.
Okay.
But because apparently it's one of those games where you need to have friends. Like, it's way
You
better
have
if
to-
you have
You
friends.
need to have friends?
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Well,
I'm out there.
You're out.
we are your friends. But it's one of those games where it helps if you have like a guy who's dedicated to doing
Yeah,
this.
you have
and
to
a guy who's-
coordinate things.
And I was like, Diego, I'm sorry, but I'm a run and gun. Like, I'm a loose cannon. I'm like,
Is there like a crying in the corner character that can be?
that can be you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm the Leroy Jenkins character. Like, I'm terrible when it comes
You're
to
that guy in video games who, 2 minutes after the game started, there's that little heal symbol comes up. And
Yeah.
I'm down.
That's 100%.
You would not like Dark Souls then.
No,
Like, there's a story to that game?
Yeah, believe me, I know I would not. I would not last a minute. I don't last a minute in Halo. Like,
Oh, man, I thought you were going somewhere way different with that.
oh yeah, well that either. But okay,
I just hit the minute mark, so.
Congrats, bro.
share your secrets.
Have you guys seen Black Summer?
I haven't.
Oh,
watched
I
it yet.
started watching it.
Is it good? Because Stephen King is raving about it, and we
Okay,
never
so
know
it's
with
not
Stephen
good.
King. Oh, really?
I hated it. I thought it was like the slowest freaking zombie slog ever.
Really?
Have you seen
Okay.
The Walking Dead?
Okay, I keep fucking going back to The Walking Dead because a main character
Like an
dies.
abusive
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend?
they were like, Carl died. I'm like, yes, I gotta catch up on 3 seasons to watch this little fucker die.
That was for me.
What the hell just happened?
I just.
You've had 2 and I've had 1, so,
sorry.
Okay.
We know I'm the alcoholic. Do you need another one?
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic too.
Okay, which one do you want? Chocolate or IPA?
Let's go with IPA.
Okay, yeah, these are fucking awesome, Darcy.
Oh,
Darcy
nice.
made these with his own semen.
Yep.
All right, so Darcy, you're not
Oh, yes,
you would
Black
not
Summer.
endorse Black Summer?
I would not give it a watch. I mean, it's like 20 minutes of your life. Just what else are you gonna do?
People are making a big deal, being like it's the better version of Walking Dead. But from what I've
No.
heard from other people, is like it's just the Walking Dead again.
No, it's terrible. It's
Okay.
more of the human element about it. Thanks.
Yeah, which we don't give a fuck about anymore. Like everyone,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, we know like that. Like people are acting like that's something that The Walking Dead came up with when it's really like Dawn of the Dead, even Night of the Living Dead. It's like it's the people who are scary.
Yeah. Exactly. That was the whole point of Night of the
It's
Living
just
Dead.
like, hey, if that's all you have to offer in your zombie show,
Yeah.
kick rocks, bud.
Yeah.
Also, this is another film that another TV series that recently came to Netflix. You can tell me if you guys have seen it. It's Thriller.
No.
Blumhouse produced slasher film.
Directed by RZA.
Yeah,
RZA.
and it sounds a lot
Urza?
like urban legend kind of, or I Know What You Did Last Summer. So the plot's basically a prank gone horribly wrong creates a slasher maniac, and the bodies begin to pile up. So, I'm interested.
Just blank expressions from over here.
Yeah, I know. I'm preaching enough.
You lost me at Urza.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's also a trailer for. I did not watch the trailer, but like 3 people tagged me for this. A man of cloth turns Jurassic in the Velocipaster.
Yeah, Velocipaster.
I'm in.
Yeah, Velocipaster sounds like my kind of shit.
Velocipasta sounds like a terrible Italian food restaurant.
Yeah.
I think I want that
Patent
more.
pending.
That's like when you go to when we went to Universal Studios and there's like the Kong Skull Island diner. And like that sounds like the Velocipasta.
Do they like make some terrible puns that like
There
want some Kong balls and it's chicken balls?
Yeah,
And like, what the
or it's
fuck?
just like monster-sized shrimp. Like,
And they're just like little cocktails.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll go 8 for our prices.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, this is completely unrelated, but I wanted to throw it out there to see if it's a cool idea. So we have a bunch of pot shacks opening in Saskatoon,
Okay.
and I wanted to name one of the places, if I could own one, the Classy Joint.
Oh
You're
man,
like,
Why
man,
is-
I'm
how
going
is
to-
that not taken?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like,
how?
man, I'm going to a Classy Joint tonight.
Because okay, so speaking of classy joints and pot shops, I went to the one that we have right beside the High Tech Game Traders and the Jerry's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
Pot shack.
Yeah, pot shop. That is a classy joint.
Oh, you should go to Prairie Records. That place is
I've
incredible.
heard Prairie
Yes.
Records is like a big step
It
up.
is
been
a
there yet.
block from our house. It is amazing.
Really? Okay, so yeah.
Pot shack's nice, yeah.
But like I know Mike, like I know a friend bought he bought like 3 grams of weed and it was like $80 or something like that.
yeah,
It's fucking
they're
insane.
pretty high priced.
they were
Get the pink Kush. It's insanely strong.
I had
Endorsed
Girl
by
Guide,
Darcy.
Girl Guide cookies and Bodie McBoatface have been my 2 favorite flavors.
Oh, I haven't tried those two.
See, I don't smoke pot at all anymore, but I do lots of mushrooms and cocaine.
Hey, why is there not just a huge rail of cocaine on this table that we can work our way through?
Yeah, well, that's for the sequel to Night of the Virgin.
Honestly, if Mitch would let me, like, I would love to just have an ashtray in here and I can just.
Yeah,
fucking
you can't
go
do-
to
you can't do that in here.
See, I know.
Okay,
That's all I got for news. Unless you guys have anything else to throw down.
no, you covered everything I had.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're good.
I don't follow up on anything, so
Yeah, don't go check out Black Summer. Maybe check out Slasher if you're
And
interested.
check out the Pink Kush.
pink Kush.
All right, we'll see you after this tune. What's up, virgins? Welcome to our main feature presentation, in which we are going to be talking about Darcy's pick of the week, The Night of the Virgin, which came out in 2016 and was directed by Roberto San Sebastian. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always bad with names that aren't.
We're bad with names.
Dan Smith.
It would be like Sebastian.
Sebastian. Yeah, something like that. And it was written by Guillermo Guerrero, and yes,
Not our favorite Guillermo.
no.
Really?
Yeah. So
The
it's
other one is your favorite.
there's a
I'll never tell.
there's a character in What We Do in the Shadows called Guillermo, and he's one of the familiars, and he's hilarious.
Ooh.
It's fucking awesome. But okay, so yeah, this movie it's a Spanish film that was released in November 2016, and the synopsis on IMDb is in this horror comedy at a New Year's Eve party, Nico, a naive 20-year-old, sets out ready to lose his virginity at all costs that same night. In the middle of the party, his gaze crosses Medea, a cunning and attractive mature woman. Okay, so before we get on with this, I'm just going to say, like, there will be spoilers front and center for this one.
There's no way to not spoil this movie.
No, but it's also one of those ones where I guess if you're not a fan of extreme cinema, I encourage you to just stick around with us, hang out with us a little bit, and maybe it'll give you an idea to watch it. But if you were a fan of extreme movies and you haven't seen it yet, this is one that you probably want to check out.
Yeah, it is fucking bonkers.
Yeah, so it's streaming on Shudder.
Okay, what would be its Pornhub title? Because I feel like there's a lot.
Oh, I do have the Pornhub title.
Did you actually come up? He's one of us.
Okay,
like
I
the whole
wrote it down
just that
somewhere.
synopsis. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a good porn title in here.
I do have the Pornhub title. He says,
Bathtub butt baby.
one of us.
I'm crying.
Okay, so to start things off, I want to ask Darcy, what made you choose this movie? Because this is
You
one
should
that...
rephrase that to what actually went through your head when you watched this the first time.
Okay, well, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck,
There you go.
Darcy? Okay, so what made you choose this?
I fucking love this movie so much. This is exactly this and like very offensive jokes from Drawn Together are exactly what goes through my head at all times.
I fucking love Drawn Together.
Oh my god, so good.
One of us.
Oh, can I tell a weird story about Drawn Together?
Yes, I would love to hear it.
Okay, so I had my own computer downstairs when I lived with my parents. This was like when I was 16, and like sometimes they go on my computer, so like you had to be kind of careful about how you hide your porn, right?
Yeah. You
So-
can make invisible folders. That's what I did.
See, I did not know that.
Oh.
So all my porn somehow got put into Drawn Together. So all of a sudden, you'd
How
be like,
appropriate.
yeah, like I'm looking for episodes, and I'm like, okay, busty milf, blah blah blah. Just kidding. So that's my side story about
So
It's
Drawn
actually
Together.
like Granny Piss Party 5.
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So MILF porn, that's your thing, Busy?
Apparently,
All right.
everyone needs love. That's what I always say.
especially mamas.
They've been through so much.
I know, right?
Well, we're going to talk about mamas in this movie for sure. But
Oh, are we ever?
okay, so you love this movie. How did you discover? You just a random watch on Shudder one day?
Yeah, I think it was on like the festival picks, and I just watched it, and I had been avoiding this movie for so long because I was like, this looks really dumb. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'll give it a watch. And it is really dumb. But holy shit, the execution is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so this is a movie that we can thank Shudder for, because they definitely distributed it and they're getting it on Canadian eyes and American eyes. Like everyone around the world can see this movie now because of Shudder.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about this movie as a whole, what we thought about it, and then we can fully delve into it. Who wants to go first? So we already know Darcy loves this movie.
Well, there's one more thing I want to say about it.
Say it.
This thing has won 14 awards.
Like for what?
Inside won 9.
What?
Yeah.
They're really
I've
loose
been
with awards
comparing
these days.
B-list like festival films to this movie, and so far this has won more awards than any other movie I've seen from festivals.
Like even Martyrs?
Yeah.
Wow, you're doing your research.
Yeah, you
Good
did do
for
your
you.
research.
Oh, I'm a professional.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm also a huge narcissist, so I'm going to listen to the episode like 5 times tomorrow.
Once again, one of us. One of us.
Yeah, this is my voice. Okay. This was a film.
It's not a boozy movie.
Nope, not at all. I had a couple laughs. A lot of it I was very grossed out. I'm not really big into gross out movies, and I feel like this one hits a lot of it.
Extreme shit also has proven to not be your thing, aside from like high
Yeah.
tension.
It
Yeah.
just has like everything in one scene, doesn't it?
Yeah, because Mitch actually messaged me. He was going to watch it, and I think it was the day after I had.
Yeah.
And all I said was, like, good luck with the cell phone scene. Because that's what
I
lost
love
me. Like,
that scene.
That is what he
That's
said.
when I was looking at my cell phone. That happened. I was like, really?
That's where it lost you. You said,
yeah.
because that's pretty far into the movie too.
Yeah.
That's where, like, it really lost me. Like, I was trying to hold on. It's like if I went on a roller coaster, but I didn't put on my seatbelt, so I'm just holding on for dear life, and then that hit, and I'm like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
That scene is like, this movie's a slow burn, and then someone just fucking dumped kerosene on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are things I admire about this film. I think a lot of the cool special effects. I think it's a story that you don't really see. It's just so out there.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of the execution in terms of characters and things that happen where it grossed me out, where it was hard to... maybe I was looking at it too subjectively, where I was like, where's the story in this? And it just... It explains itself, but in a very weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. My turn.
Yeah.
See, that is where I was surprised. First of all, I just want to say, like, this is like an extremely well-made movie.
I know.
It is
yeah.
so fucking well made, and it is. The sound design is impeccable. The scares,
$60,000 budget.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And like it looks disgusting, but it looks good. Like it's a good looking movie, and it's very like the acting across the board. Like I had no idea what to expect going into this. I knew it was like after looking it up on IMDb and everything when you suggested it, I was just like, hey, and I know it's a Shudder movie. There's enough here that I know that and I know from seeing you on social media, knowing what kind of stuff that you're into, knowing that it's probably going to be like a Diego-esque movie.
Yeah.
And I think that Diego would fucking love this movie. And
I really hope you watch this one, Diego.
Yeah, I think he will. And I don't know. I think this is there's well above average acting in this one. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's heinous.
It was as good as Bruno.
I love Bruno. It's brutal. It's heinous, and it's disgusting. And I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, I actually was laughing really hard at this movie, and it's like partially because I think this is an extreme movie done right. And that's where, like, I will agree with you on that point, is that, like, okay, first of all, I'm just going to just get it out of the way here that this is not generally my bread and butter. This isn't my kind of thing. And that's where I was like, as I was watching, I was like, like, part of my laughter was Buzi fucking hated this.
I think I gauged this one exactly right, because I figured you would appreciate it, Buzi would hate it, and Diego would fucking love it.
Yeah, and like, I even told Diego, I was like, it's too bad you have to miss this one, because it's kind of like Kuso meets American Pie. He's like, well, I fucking hate American Pie, but I like Kuso. I was like, yeah, I don't think you understood what I was saying there. It's a guy trying to lose his virginity in the world of Kuso.
I also want to stop you guys. I did not hate this movie. There are movies I reserve judgment on actually hating.
Yeah.
This was more like, this is very gross. There's no like...
There was like needless goopiness.
Yeah. Where I wasn't grossed out, maybe a little bit offended, but I didn't like hate it.
No.
So,
but it's just not your thing.
No,
and
it
I
definitely
knew,
wasn't.
And that's the thing, is that even like with me, it's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. But at the same time, out of all the ones that aren't my thing, I think I've caught myself enjoying this one a little more than I expected, and also appreciating it more. So appreciating it. I was like, I couldn't find, like, I only have one big problem with the movie, and that's it. And that's crazy.
Is it the dude's teeth? Because that just bothered me the whole fucking movie. I was like, get this guy a dentist.
I love the she mullet that she was rocking, and then the mullet the dude was rocking.
It's the length of this movie. I think it's a little too long.
It is. There's a lot of setup,
and it's also
what's a $140?
It's and it's also one of those ones where there's those, it's a part of extreme cinema in a lot of ways, and a lot of comedies is where they're going to drag the joke out longer than it needs to, and that's what makes it funny. Yeah, and like that happens numerous times in this movie, but by the end of it, like the final shot of him on the street and just like picking up the cockroaches, it's like. It was so funny because that is after the fade out, so you're like, oh, thank fuck, it's over. And then there's another 10 or 15 minutes of him just like laughing at a cockroach, and it's just like, hey, like, I get the joke, but also fuck this. Like,
well, every joke that they drug out just kind of comes around full circle by the end. And,
but it's so fucking grotesque, and I think. Like, I was so busy admiring it for how well thought out it was, and how like the whole lore of what these people were doing to this virgin, and like the whole ritual behind it all. Yeah, I thought, I was just like, you don't expect, like, this is going to be a movie where a lot of people will just say this is fucking trash, this is garbage, and it's because it's not meant for those people at all.
Oh yeah, and it's a movie where if you take all the goopiness out and all the gore and violence, this is a really good movie. Like, it's got a great story behind it. It's just not done to a point where, 5 billion people are going to want to watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that, you said it perfectly there. And like, that's where it's for a very niche audience, but like, it is so fucking tight in the execution and the concept, and it's fucking funny.
Like, I laughed so hard.
There are some good jokes there. I'll give it that.
This is a horror comedy. Like, there's a lot of stuff, like whereas even some people could debate that Shaun of the Dead is a comedy horror. This is a horror comedy. The horror comes first, and then the comedy comes from the horror. And it's because it is so grotesque, it is so gross. There is some major fucking alien vibes that I thought Buzi was going to like. I knew it probably throw some stank on it, saying Alien in the same vein as this.
Let's keep those two.
Yeah, they're very separate, but like
as much as I love this movie, I'm not even going to talk about Alien and Night of Virgin in the same sentence.
Yeah, no, I had to do that to trigger Buzi. Like, But
He
yeah,
just like winced and squirmed like something was under his skin. It was awesome.
yeah. I don't know. I just like really the only negative I have to say about this movie, while I didn't enjoy, like I enjoyed it, but I will never watch it again.
Oh, I've watched it three times.
Yeah,
I'll watch
I'll
it 4 more
second
times
that
at
I'm
least.
not gonna watch it again.
yeah, but like also I could watch it again with people over. Like it's one of those
Yeah.
ones where, and I can understand. Like I want to get to where I know you watched it with your girlfriend who had
Yeah.
never seen it before.
Yeah, and I want to watch this with Diego.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we would have a lot of
You
fun
two
watching
are like
this, so-
fucking peas in a pod.
I
Like,
know.
it sucks that he's not here for this.
yeah.
It's so funny because I thought I identified most with Mitch when I started listening, and then like the Kuso episode happened. I'm like, no, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, I think you're like
I'm a
we're
total
bit above.
Diego.
Yeah, you're a total Diego girl.
Like we're a boy band.
Yeah, exactly.
You have the
Wait,
Diego
I've
lunch.
always thought of you as a boy band.
Yeah, you have the Diego lunchbox.
Okay.
Little beer koozie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about like so Darcy, this is the third time you watched this movie.
Yeah.
Let's go from there and then we'll just kind of feed off you and we'll continue this conversation.
All right, so this movie opens up with like a montage of how desperate and virgin-y this guy is.
I just want to say that his desperation comes off as creepy.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot.
I think that's just his look.
Yeah.
I think it probably has a lot to do that. Yeah, if like Ryan Gosling would do it, you'd think it's charming.
No.
But this
Yeah.
guy, you're like, he's
It's
gonna.
also
Yeah.
it's also the desperation. Like that's the thing is everyone remembers their first time and it's like I couldn't stop laughing thinking about I was like, whoa, I thought my first time was bad. This is fucking amazing.
This is like worst case scenario
This
that
is
you
by-
didn't think of.
There's the worst case scenario, then like 10 miles down the road there's this.
Yeah. So I also wrote down like that outfit he's wearing is like a grade 9 prom, air quotes, prom outfit.
Is that where you like you hold the if you're doing the dance with a girl,
Yeah.
you have like your how would you call your hands like flat and
Yeah,
you just
flat
kind
on
of
their hips.
yeah
Hover
kind
hand.
of touch their hips a little
Yeah.
bit like
And then they get all sweaty and you can like
Yeah.
see your hand imprint on her
"Oh,
dress.
sorry
Her very
sorry."
poofy dress. So what happens? Oh, then we are introduced to the woman after like he goes around the club and like a girl pukes on his shoes, and we see the woman.
They were very they're like let's put the oatmeal to the
Yeah.
works here. A lot of puking in this movie.
Yeah. And,
man.
Yeah, it was so good. I love the puke.
It's a good, and it's really thick. You can tell it's a good thick texture because it's got
Yeah.
that plop to it.
I gotta cut you off here because like you watch this with your girlfriend and like
Yeah.
you said that you have some notes because like your experience watching it with her was something.
Yeah.
This is like okay, so there's been in the entire run of the Terror Table, there's been now 3 movies that I know that Courtney couldn't handle, and this is like at the very top of the list. I'm so happy I watched this without her because she can't handle cockroaches, and like that's the cockroaches.
Oh, that is a major point of this.
It's a major point of the story, but it's also the least of your worries here.
Yes. And like Jen is a trooper. I did not expect her to watch this whole movie with me.
Yeah.
She did not fucking bail.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then like the dress that the girl is wearing, like way to upcycle your St. Patrick's Day attire. That's like disco St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And then like the one other complaint I have about this movie, besides being a little bit too long, like you said, is clean your fucking camera lens.
Oh yeah, but it's because they keep on splattering on it. Hey.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks like it was filmed inside of a dirty fishbowl at times.
Yeah.
So then we go to like, fuck, he walks in the room and he's like steps on a cockroach right away. Because apparently they don't put light switches near a door in these apartments.
No, and like, well, that's you start like that's the type of thing that you need to forgive while you're watching a movie like this because
Oh, yeah.
you know that these people are not the kind of people who are keeping up with their hygiene and electricity.
Oh, I thought she looked stellar.
Yeah,
She had a rat's nest of a hairdo. It was
She
like,
spent all her money on her upkeep and just
Yeah.
let everything else. Her house looked like, or her apartment, I guess, looked like Depression the Apartment.
yeah.
When
this
you go-
lady is keeping Spitz profitable.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then oh fuck! So they go into the dad scene. Did everyone else notice the aggressive nipple rubbing by the guy?
Yeah, big time. The nipple rubbing was
Yeah.
a big thing. Yeah.
He's just like breaks in this ultimate white guy dance in the middle of this Spitz apocalypse, fucking rubbing his nipples the whole time.
The sound, okay, that's the thing. Like, I can't stress enough how good the sound design
Yeah.
in this movie is, and how like her scratching her face and like
Yeah.
her, like everything, him grabbing that and crunching up the cockroach. And
When
stuff
she
like
licks his knee and it's like,
that. Yeah, and when she's jacking him off, even it's just
oh
like,
yeah, that's my
Jesus.
favorite part.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, yeah.
It's just like aggressive jacking off.
Yeah. Like I watched this movie with like sound cranked up, and like I said to Darcy before we actually recorded this, Buzi, this is the least amount of notes I've ever taken for a main feature, which is disturbing because I was paying so close attention in the movie. Like,
well, you don't want to miss anything because everything comes back into play.
I think it's truly is something that I haven't seen before.
Yeah,
like it's different than and that's not to say that I love it because like
I love it.
I think it's an experience that I'm happy I had. But this is the type of shit where I'm like, I haven't seen another movie like this. Like you can't compare this. You can't compare this to Inside or Martyrs or High Tension even.
Like not even Kuso or
no, and even it was unfair to name it to Kuso because Kuso is so relentless. Yeah. Whereas this, it earns the grossness.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas
it ramps
Kuso's
up
just gross the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, this ramps up and then, like I said, just dumps kerosene on
it. Do you think those cockroaches were there naturally and they just added it to the film, or do you think they had to buy like a box of cockroaches? Can you buy cockroaches?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You can totally buy cockroaches.
I wanted to be, excuse the pun, but a fly on the wall when they bought a box of cockroaches.
One box of cucarachas, please.
Cucarachas. So speaking of like things coming back around later, one of my favorite scenes is when they try to build tension with like the quick cuts.
Yeah.
And so when the phone is ringing and it just gets faster and faster and going.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, that is incredible.
And it goes back and forth and then it gets, like you say, it gets faster. There's so many cool things about the way that it was shot.
Yeah, so then she unplugs the phone and throws it out the window, and I have written down here, puke shoes and phone thrown out the window will come back later and completely unnecessarily.
Yep.
Yeah, and in the funniest way too.
Oh yeah.
But like, well, I'm sure in your notes we're gonna get to the funniest part, in my opinion.
Oh my god! Okay, so there was a part in this movie where I was laughing so hard when I watched it with Jen, I was crying.
Was it when he's peeking out the window?
No, that part was funny, but it was actually mostly because of what Jen was saying.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, well, I'll get to that when we get to that part. I don't want to spoil that part.
Yeah.
He wants to organically get to that part.
But I think like the first moment, because I didn't know where this movie was going up until the point where he's in the bathroom and he sees like the chalice of blood.
Yeah.
So then he takes like a dirty Q-tip, like not dirty, fucking nasty, and dips it in the blood and then like rubs it on his tongue. And then he's like, ugh, and goes outside and he's like, okay, I'm going to go. And then she starts crying. So he's like, oh, like, I won't go if you tell me what the blood is for. And then she's like, oh, it's my menstruation blood. And then he doesn't dry heave there. Like, I just like rub menstruation blood off a dirty Q-tip onto my tongue.
Do you guys know what a diva cup is?
Yep.
That's her diva chalice.
Yeah, that's her diva chalice. Jesus Christ.
You get that in a pack. You get the cup and the chalice.
Yeah. It's if you're Khaleesi, mother of dragons.
Yeah. Save all your fluids.
Yeah. So after a good cry, like any girl, she wants to fuck him.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Like, you have a good cry after he like tries some of your menstruation blood.
And that's then, just first date 101.
Oh yeah.
Like, this dude is going the extra mile just to get it in for a minute. You know, like he really is.
Well, he's desperate.
He's doing the groundwork.
Yeah, he's past the whole high school chance and everything. Yeah. He can't do the whole American Pie, we will get laid.
No, he does the nipple rubbing, but
yeah,
exactly. Who doesn't right before they're about to get laid?
Nipple rubbing has become one of my favorite things.
Gotta get these nipples nice and puffy.
Let's not bad talk the nipple rubbing.
I didn't smack my ass first. So then they go into the bedroom, and this is the point where she starts jerking him off, but it's like everyone making fun of jerking off. It's like,
yeah,
and that's the sound, even though like that is not what's happening. And then she just falls asleep for, I would like to point out, 1 hour and 5 minutes with
Been
his
there,
dick.
Brother.
I am not that unfortunate.
You know, jerking off is hard work, honestly.
Oh yeah, like after a couple seconds, like, oh,
sometimes I've slept up to 8 hours after jerking off.
I'm tired.
You wake up and you just got a crusty mess to clean up.
One of us.
You know what's funny? Just on a side note, is like last episode was like, wasn't it book club was our last episode?
Yeah.
And we were all like dainty and proper talking about books.
Wait,
and just we're talking about cum rags and cum and menstrual blood.
Speaking of which, I hope there's a novelization of this movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it twice.
A graphic novel. I guess you already have that. You don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what the fuck? So it's 1 hour of a G.I. Joe grip on your dick. Just let that set in for a little bit. Yeah, that's just too much. So then, like, he goes out in the living room and he picks up her discarded panties, Which, she was dancing with earlier for some fucking reason. Right before she got mad at him for saying women couldn't survive. Or no, this was after. Fuck, this movie is such a mess.
It's all over the place, really.
Okay, so let's just carry on. He picks them up and like a fucking cockroach crawls out of them. And he like sits down and tries to jerk off while smelling the panties, but he keeps gagging 4 times.
Yeah, and he keeps on doing it.
Yeah.
Got a question for you guys, and be honest. Like, have you, like, I see no appeal in sniffing underwear.
Well, hold on a sec. Let me explain this to your Neanderthal brain.
Yes.
Okay, because
Isn't this for a Neanderthal brain?
we're at this point in our lives, we've maybe had 1 or 2 bedroom flings. I'll go with that. We've maybe boinked.
I'm not following.
Okay. We've maybe boinked a person or 2 in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So smelling somebody's panties really doesn't get you off. But you look at, man, if you were 20 and you still hadn't got laid, like, those panties are sacred.
Even when I was
they're making you gag.
Yeah, even when I was younger, I never had any desire to sniff panties.
Okay, but this like,
I think
this
that's a developed like fetish.
But this
is it a fetish? Okay,
prob-
that's what I'm wondering. Is
No,
it,
yeah.
is it a
Is
fetish?
it a fetish?
Yeah.
Okay, so Buzi's a fetishist.
Apparently.
Of so you'd sniff some undies?
Maybe? I don't know. Like I've never considered. I've never
Like
seen
if they belong to China.
I would only do that because,
I love how Courtney's standing outside and we're talking about sniffing panties.
Oh yeah, she's just shaking her head at us. The whole neighborhood could hear you.
honestly, there would, like, in those panties, if we're talking about China's, there would probably be like a little bit of like secondhand steroids. So I mean, if I don't have to pay for them, honestly, great.
Yeah, you know what?
Just gear up, bro. Gear up. Okay, I'm
Steroids, get them in you.
Okay, so
This is actually, that's what Popeye would do, is just sniffer panties
all right,
instead
so
of...
2 out of 3 not into panty sniffing. Keep
All right,
going,
that's
Darcy.
fuck.
I'm
where
just
am I?
trying to help
Panty
this guy.
sniffing. Oh, so then he decides to look at a photo album because
Or
whenever
boudoir shoots.
yes, whenever I'm at my grandparents' house, I'm like, fuck, nothing gets me off like a good photo album. Fuck. So then, yeah, because he jerks off, and then she comes back.
He does not
out.
finish jerking off, does he?
No, he does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
right.
that's
Yes,
the
that's
whole
a big
issue.
part of the...
Yes,
Yes.
the semen comes into play later.
Yes.
Like it always does, that semen.
Yeah, the semen always comes back to bite you.
Yeah.
Always does.
I honestly write my notes in like such a hurried manner because I want to get back to the
No,
movie.
you write in perfect cursive. It
I
looks
can't
like you
fucking
wrote
read.
that with a quill, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you were like dabbing the pen on your tongue.
You're like one
Yeah.
of those. You're one of those guys at the beginning of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my big like puffy collar and shit when I write this down.
I've watched this a fortnight ago.
Yeah, 'twas a fortnight.
I
Her
realized
pantaloons were sniffed.
the dry heaving commenced 4 times that evening.
Not once, twice, or thrice.
Fice? Quice? Fuck. All right. Oh, so that's when. Actually, I wrote the Spitz line down now. Fuck, I fucked up all my notes.
It's okay. That's
I'm
welcome
done.
to Terror Table 101.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
even have notes anymore.
Oh.
Crack this
So
beer.
I'm the only nerd here with who brought notes.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
but
I
Usually
we-
you're the nerd.
We
I
all
know,
used
yeah.
to.
I'm big
Did
time.
you say
the
we
nerd.
don't used to, or did I just hear that?
We did.
Okay.
Like I used to bring
I-
notes, and then
I-
I just started freeballing it.
I still
yeah.
bring notes, but the thing is, like, this bitch needs to be freeballed.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh,
let's talk
that's
about-
what I've always said about her.
So, okay, so you watch this with your girlfriend.
Yes, I did.
Let's talk about that.
Wow,
like,
what a way to fucking
I'm sorry.
curtail that in there.
You just
I know
cannot
she-
wait to hear what Jen said about
I've
this.
met her. She's a lovely lady, but I want to know what a female perspective was on this movie, particularly because
Because
like-
Courtney disappeared on it.
No, like I said, I would no. This is a movie that Courtney wouldn't stand a chance, and I don't blame her for.
Well,
it.
no, we
I don't-
need a female perspective.
I don't
but she
blame
tapped
her.
out.
I don't blame anyone for not being able to see this movie because it is fucking extreme.
Okay, so let's fast forward to the really extreme scene. As I mentioned before, bathtub butt babies.
Yeah, the scene that goes on for 45 minutes.
Way too long. So as this scene is happening, Jen exclaims, "Those poor gentlemen at the terror table, they're watching this weekend and you did this to them. You're a bad person. You paid attention to this the first time and you're watching it again and you're making other people watch it? My belly button hurts just watching this. This isn't okay."
I like that she feels pity for us.
She's a saint.
Yeah. And then she made a really awesome comment. You get this guy in a room with Jim Carrey and Mr. Bean, and you would have some hilarious facial expressions. Call that Face Off. And then the end credits roll backwards, and she said, the credits are rolling backwards. I'm not okay with anything about this movie.
Yeah, no, so she didn't enjoy it.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, because like this, oh man, there's no way I could, like this is, I challenge anyone out there who wants to get, like, test your date limits.
Yeah.
Watch
First
this movie.
date.
Okay, all you said about is
she's
the bathtub baby. You didn't really go into detail, but I'm kind of still stuck on the cell phone thing.
Okay, let's talk about the cell phone scene.
Well, I want to say one more thing before we get to the cell
Sure.
phone scene.
Okay.
The boyfriend's name is Spider. If anyone calls himself Spider, you can probably best him in pugilism. Just fucking kick his ass.
100%. Like that is like the Gennaro badass fucking like mob
Snake.
boy.
I think it was just like an
Spider.
homage to like 80s kung fu movies.
Yeah, totally. It's like, yeah, he belongs in the movie Cobra with
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
But like Spider is the absolute worst. But you also understand that these are like non-normal characters at all because she's
Yes.
like
I have more on Spider later.
You have a what?
I have more on Spider later.
Okay, perfect.
You did not get that one, did you?
No, I am drinking my third chocolate beer.
They're 7.5%.
Yeah, they're good. This has been good.
All right, so through most of this movie, our main character has his cell phone, and he's trying to communicate with the outside world, and he needs help, and his friends are, like, dissing him the whole time. They're making fun of him for going home
For
with him.
fucking a granny, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So at some point, I don't remember how it leads up to, I think he said he's going to call the cops or something.
Yeah.
And the woman takes the cell phone and just, I think she just pulls up her skirt, and it's just clearly showing her,
Coochie.
her
You're
her
waiting
lady
for
par-
boobs the entire movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she exposes her lady parts.
Just goes straight
and,
to puss.
and then just proceeds to shove the cell phone up there, with sound effects and all. And that's what, that's what really grossed me out hard.
Yeah.
Like, that one was a rough one.
Oh, I was all in when that happened the first time. I was not paying attention
Also,
to it.
I don't think they ever call back to that later.
Well, they
like, she
kinda
never
do-
like shits her pants and the phone comes out or anything.
100% they do. Like shit. Well, when she's on top of him and the phone comes out, like that 100%.
I don't remember that.
So
happening
remember,
at
in
all.
one scene, there was a dick and a phone in her at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no
Talk about cell service.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? that happens, but also like there's like that's where like the horror genuinely works in this movie too.
Yeah.
It's like there's the scene where he locks himself in the bathroom and then he opens up the door and he sees her standing down the hallway and she's standing there just completely silent, and then she opens her mouth and it's almost like the Grudge
yeah.
thing. It's like the Grudge but more effective. I was like, that's actually genuinely creepy.
Yeah.
And it's I'm wondering, is that the phone or is that just her being
That could be like some kind of toxic shock from the phone.
yeah,
But
because
right before that scene,
yeah.
they're shouting cock in unison upstairs.
Yeah,
And that is everything that is right with humanity.
okay. So they're shouting cock in unison. Let's skip right to. We'll get back to the cell phone. But when who's our main character's name again? What's it?
I just called him Virgin throughout my notes.
Okay, let's go.
I think it's
He's
Nico,
Virgin.
but
Yeah. So Virgin sits. He pokes his head out the window, trying to scream for someone for help.
Yeah.
And this is after he's already been beaten to a pulp, basically.
Yeah.
And,
So speaking of which, that means I watched 2 movies in a row where somebody was trapped in the bathroom. The main weapon was scissors, and the person trapped in the bathroom was pregnant.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Fuck.
God.
And instead of the baby POV shot that you get in Inside, you
Oh,
get an
yeah.
actual fetus walking around in this one.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was just like, hey, like,
Yeah,
what
he's
are-
birthing a baby through his ass in a tub in the bathroom.
And he's like clearly showing being pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
a big part of that too. And he has
Yeah.
an umbilical cord that he drags around.
Okay, and
Yes.
he gets dragged around by that
Yes.
umbilical cord, and that goes on for fucking ever.
Way
I
too
didn't-
long.
Like, the guy is dragging him around by the
That
umbilical
snake
cord.
or
Yeah.
spider or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck his name is.
Yeah, so we're jumping all over the place here. There's no way we're going to pinpoint down, but I just want to talk about that scene for a second. How he pokes his head out the window. This is New Year's Eve. He's screaming for help, and he looks up above him, and there's a guy in, I think, bunny ears.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of rocking forward, just a little bit.
Having a smoke, rocking forward.
Just
yeah.
having a smoke off the balcony, and then you realize he's being pounded in the butt by another dude, and they're just like having some good old consensual gay sex. And he's
Nothing
like,
wrong with
We
that.
hope consensual.
well, it was definitely consensual because they're both talking to him, and they both talk to him, and then they say like he's screaming for help, and then they basically like play him off as a joke, and then the one of them pulls his condom off.
You don't see the condom coming off.
No, you don't see the condom
you see
coming off.
that he has the condom in his hand.
His head's poking out the window, and he drops a fucking used condom on his face. And it sits there for probably 45 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
He had to have tasted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You gotta...
Or at least get like a strong smell in your nose.
You gotta
like
taste that brie cheese.
And like typically when you think about a used condom dropping on your head, half of that condom's okay.
Yeah.
Not in this case.
No. Definitely not. There's butthole and there's... Yeah, it's all over. So no matter what, he's got pink eye.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's fucking brutal. And then,
I definitely had something written about Spider that I'm trying to find, because we're explained to you that Spider is like I have it right here. Spider is like the first guy that she picked, but he got too nervous and ran away. So then she went out and found this guy. So I have bootleg Metallica shirt plus mullet plus lock on a neck chain equals virgin.
Yeah.
So ladies.
Yeah.
You can spot him.
Beware.
Yeah, ladies beware.
Yeah, that's what I looked like until I was like 16, 17.
Ladies. Yeah, I was...
Great dating advice on the terror
He
table.
doesn't even need a fedora.
No.
Like,
No.
If you screams without.
Yeah, if you got the bootleg Metallica shirt, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I also love that they put a bootleg Metallica shirt in this movie.
I know that because that's what I was wondering. I was like, that's not a real Metallica shirt.
Oh, absolutely not. It is not the right font at all for any of their albums.
No, yeah, it's fucked. And but then okay, so we have the whole finale of him being dragged around by his umbilical cord, and then multiple gross things happening, but nothing quite tops a baby fetus crawling and yelling, "I want your dick."
Yes.
Because the whole... Okay, so... Oh my god, there's no... People
This is like trying to scare people from having sex. Like, it is crazy.
And then this happens. This is why you can't have sex.
Okay, so we gotta talk about for a second that people who haven't seen this movie have been listening to us talk about this. And
it just sounds like nonsense.
There's no...
It is.
And the thing is, in the movie, it's actually, like, really well structured, and that's what's so disturbing about it.
Yeah, and we're just fucking idiots talking about it.
We are, but, like... That's like there's a whole thing beyond this, like where this woman, this old hag, needs this virgin, and she needs that
virgin dick.
She needs that virgin dick. She needs to have sex with him. She needs his cum to touch her
blood,
her menstrual blood.
Yeah.
And then and then he thinks that if he does that, he'll be able to go free. But then he wakes up and he realizes that he's impregnated. So now he's impregnated. And then he pushes this baby out of his asshole. You get a close
in a
up
very long scene.
Yeah, you get a close up shot of his asshole spreading and then like closing, and it's like a real birthing scene, but out of his butt, and this baby sprouts out.
This sounds like when like a younger kid, let's say like between 8 and 10, is trying to explain how like pregnancy works, and then it came out of their butt.
We did talk about drawing together earlier. Remember the captain girl scene?
And then I kissed her, and then she got pregnant, and then she pooped out a baby.
Yeah,
she has cooties.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But yeah, there's nothing but nonsense here to find. But the thing is, well, if for some reason you're listening to us and you haven't seen the movie,
for some reason you're listening to us,
if for some reason you're listening and you haven't seen the movie, there is actually a substantial plot, and it's laid out very well here, and this movie's very well made.
Yeah.
And to close it up here, I think that it's a very well made movie, and it's disturbing how well made it is, because it's like, this is the type of shit that I see Jason Hamill making one day.
Yep.
Yeah. Buzi just put his head back.
Yep.
Like our previous guest of the show, and he's one of our friends. He is a filmmaker, and I will show you his work. You will love it. But this is the type of shit that Jason is going to one day make. And it is fucking bonkers. If you're into extreme cinema, I recommend it. But I also say, like, don't watch us unless if you're into extreme movies.
All right, so Jason Hamill, if you remake this in an English language film, can I play Spider?
Yeah. No, you would be the virgin. You'd be the baby.
Damn.
No, his teeth are too good.
Okay, I'll play the butt baby.
His teeth are too good to be the virgin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you don't look like a virgin at all.
Yeah.
We'd have to get...
Thanks for the confidence.
Yeah. We'd have to get Jeff to do that.
Okay. The man with more kids than all of us combined.
Okay, all right. Well, Darcy, man, this has been a fucking blast talking horror movies with you. You
It's
truly
been a good
are.
time.
You're truly one of us.
You
Thank
got a friend in me.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing us all of this Paddock Wood beer. And for
You're welcome.
I can confidently say I would have never seen this movie if it wasn't for you. So I
second
thank
that.
you. Yeah, I thank you for that. I think it was a cool experience, and I hope people check it out. But I think if you know your tastes and you're not into extreme movies, this probably isn't going to be your thing. But if you want to have a good night and expose one of your friends to something,
Great first date.
yeah,
Like,
great first date. If this is a first date, you gotta.
If she stays, she's a keeper.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I think you know the drill. Right around the end of episodes when we have guests, I got like 15 seconds worth of time that you can put whatever music you want at the end. This is your time to shine. What do you want to hear?
Winter Peg by Cancer Bats.
Oh, fucking good tune.
We like you.
dude,
We like you.
I've seen
One
Cancer
of
Bats
us.
7 times.
Really? Yeah, they're
Fucking
They
love those
used to be
guys.
here all the time.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the next tour to come here.
Yeah, man. I love Cancer Bats. You are one of us.
One of us.
Good God, man.
And anything else you want to plug?
I just want to say to Diego, I think it was on episode 10. You said that if someone got a Terror Table tattoo, you would be their personal slave. I will get a Terror Table tattoo.
Please don't.
If that offer still
See, the thing
stands.
is, we thought there would be no one who's like, oh yeah, I'll leave some of my body, like my skin open for this. And then you came along.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If you get Diego as a personal slave,
I was like, I don't even know what I can offer. Like, maybe I'll kiss you on the lips, but I don't know if either of us will like. I don't know. Maybe you'll like it.
You know what? I've never
I'm a good
I've never
kisser.
kissed a guy, yeah.
I'm a good kisser, man.
you never kissed a guy.
I will
No.
stroke your beard while I do it.
Some of the best smooches I've ever had have been from my guys.
Yeah, from this
Oh
guy
my
or
God.
From my guys.
from your guys.
I got multiple.
Sometimes you,
You
gotta
got some
smooch your
guys.
homies.
No, I love smooching my homies.
You got your little black book has a little divider.
Quick
in it.
question: Are you circumcised or not?
I am not. I come from northern Alberta.
Not one.
We
of
do a
us.
lot of
Oh,
off-roading,
not
so
one
we
of
got
us.
We got to keep the mud out of there.
Get the fuck out. Just kidding.
You,
do a
gotta
lot
keep your helmets on.
Exactly.
I appreciate your response. Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. Thanks so much for being here, Darcy. And I'm sure
thanks
you
for
guys,
having me.
this isn't the last time you're going to hear from Darcy. Thank you for listening to Terror Table, and stay spooky.
Bye.
Hey.
I